Hi there. On my website dividude.com you will find my review of Divi, and I go over a lot of the things that I like about it. I go over some of the things that I don't like about it, and I try to give you a pretty thorough review that will help you decide if Divi is the product for you. What I thought I would do in this video is tell you the 10 reasons why I use Divi. Since this is a pretty long video, I will list the 10 reasons below in the YouTube description and give you the timestamp of where those begin. That way, in case you're only interested in a couple of the reasons, you can easily find them in the video. And before we get started, I do want to point out this is not a tutorial video. I am not going to be showing you how to use Divi in this video. There are plenty of other videos on my channel and other channels that will show you how to do that. This is simply the reasons why I use Divi, and I hope it's helpful to you. So let's get started. So as you can see here on my screen, this is the Divi Builder. So I'm inside my dashboard in the Pages tab, and I'm on a test page that I just created. So one of the things that if you use Divi, you're going to find that's really easy and really convenient is their use of modules. So as you can see here, I have a bunch of blank ones. So what we have here is we have sections. So if you want to add a section, standard section here. So when you add the section, it's going to ask you, okay, in the row, what kind of columns do you want? Do you want a full width column? Do you want 2 half widths? Do you want 3 third widths or 4 quarter widths? Or do you want a combination thereof? So let's say, for instance, we want to have a half width and 2 quarter widths. We would click that and it inserts it. Then we would insert our modules inside the column. So up here, as you can see, I have 3 third widths modules. So there are 37 modules currently with Divi that you can choose, and they're all sorts of things. You have blurbs, contact form, image, and I'm going to show you just a few of these and what they do. And this is not, like I said this in the intro, this is not a how-to video. This is a quick review. So I just want to give you an idea of the different things that you can do here. So we have your basic text module. Now this is the one that I use the most, and it will probably be the one that you use the most. So we would type in our headline and then add our text. You can come up here and make that a heading 2 or a heading 1. Come over here and you can see you have all these design options now. So in the heading text, if I made it a heading 1, I can choose what font I want to use. And all these choices of fonts. I mean, I don't know how many there are, but there are lots and lots of choices. You can choose if you want to bold it, you want to make it small caps, you want to center it. You can choose a custom color. And you can do the same thing with the body text. Here we can change the font, and I'm just making these up. So if we preview it, you can see here are the changes that I made. Now I can come back here now real quickly. So let's say that header, we want to make it much bigger. So it's that simple. Alright, so let's say we wanted to add a different module. Let's say we wanted to add a video module. So we would just click on here. Now in this case, I'm going to do a half. So we would insert the video that we want to watch here. And as you can see, that's just a YouTube video. I just insert the link right here. I come over here to design, and I can customize different things. So let's say I want to have rounded corners on my video. So we'll just do a 5 pixel rounded corners here. Well, actually, let's do 15. So that way it'll be more noticeable. And then different border styles. So I could just do one if I wanted on the right or bottom or all around. So let's do all around, and we'll make this a 5 pixel border. We'll change the color. We'll change it to orange, and we'll make it a dotted border. We can add a drop shadow. Now see, what I'm doing here, you can do these kind of changes in pretty much all the modules. Now, again, there are 37 modules, and you have this type of customization with all the different modules that you want to use. And then you can have different kinds of animate. I don't use animations that often, but let's say you wanted to have, we'll have it fade in. So we'll save it, and let's see what it looks like. So we're going to preview it. and we'll come up here to the preview page. Here you can see the different customizations I made. I have the rounded border, I have the dotted border, I have the drop shadow, and let's see if we can see it fade in. All right, so let's add another module. This time, let's put a blurb, and let's put a blurb right here. We'll put it next to our video. So blurb is another one. I use this a lot. So we'll put a title on there. We'll add some text. So we'll put an icon up top. So we'll just choose this heart here. We can change the background color. So we'll make the background color yellow. And I always like the name. So just so you know, when you name your modules, it makes it much easier when you have a bunch of them to see what you're doing. So I always name them. So here I can choose what color do I want my icon. Now I did a yellow background, so let's make the icon orange. We can have it on top, bottom, whatever. Again, I'm just doing this really quick to show you guys how to do this. Here we can choose a different text. Now I have a yellow background, I believe, so I can have a dark text color. Title text, again, I can change the font if I want. I have no idea what that font is. We can make it bold. So again, this is the kind of customization that you can do with Divi. All right, so right now I'm in the Divi Builder, and I'm showing you how it works in the Divi Builder, which is just like the back end of it, the admin section. So let's go ahead and preview this and see what we just created. So this is what we just created really quickly. So just show you the kind of customization we can do. You can come down here. Here you can add padding if you wanted. So let's say we want to add 15 padding to each. We can quickly do that. We'll save and exit. We'll preview it. So now you can see we add a little bit of padding, and that's how quick it is. Now, what if you didn't know? You didn't want to have 3 here? Look at this. We can quickly say, hey, I want to make this 2. So now we have 2. So again, the customization and the modules, 37 modules to choose from, and you can do there's just all sorts of different ones, and there are a lot of videos out there. I've done some that show you the different modules. I mean, this is probably the main reason that I use Divi, is this customization that we can do with the modules. So in the next section, I'm going to talk about the Visual Builder. So this was just really to discuss the modules. So another reason I love Divi is the Visual Builder. So let's check that out. So one of the things that makes editing easy is when you're doing it in a what you see is what you get environment. Now from the back end, I just discussed the modules, and I did it from this screen because I wanted to show you the different modules and the different setups and how it looks from the back end. But most of the editing seems to be done from this screen, which is your Visual Builder. So now when I make changes, I can actually see the changes as they're made. So when you click on it, you can come in here and you can edit the text here. So now if I want to edit the text here in real time, I can see right here the changes I'm making. So I don't like that font because, you know, it's really hard to read. So I can come up here, and now if you also notice when I scroll over it, it's loading in the font, so you can kind of get an idea of what the font looks like there. So we can change the font that way, and this is all done from the Visual Builder. And this this right here makes life a lot easier when you're building your websites. So as you can see, I mean, we can literally see all these different design choices right there on the fly, and we can, I mean, you see how nice that works. As you can see, I'm adding my padding now. I can click up on here, or I can literally type it in there. So if you watch the section on the modules, you saw all the different modules you have, but you can also add modules from this screen. See these little circles with the pluses? I can add modules. Now say I want the text module, I start typing in text, it shows up here. So as soon as I hit T, everything has a T in it, then E. And that's a good way to quickly search your modules. Let's say you want to add an image here. So let's add an image. So we come here, I'll go to my media library, and let's say I want to add that as my image. So I upload my image. There it is. And again, I have the same things I want to do before. I can add a border. You know, we can also add new sections. So I come here, click on the blue, that adds a section. And I still have all these choices of what I can add. Here are my rows. I can still, if I want to change this row, so it has, instead of that, I can make it 4 quarters. I can do all of this from the Visual Builder. I can see it as I'm building it. And this, when Divi introduced this, I believe it was in 3.0, to me this was the game changer. This is what made Divi go from a really good theme to an excellent theme. Now I have other tutorials on how to actually use the Visual Builder, and so you'll find a lot of those. So again, this is not a tutorial showing you how to use it. This is just a quick review to show you why I love it. And you can see it by this really ugly page. You can quickly build something in the Visual Builder. And I mean, you can just see here we can add a gradient really quickly. Look at that. I mean, it's just that quick. And, you know, obviously you're going to take more time and make it look much prettier than this. So like I say, it's really easy to use. It's really quick to use. And the Visual Builder just makes building websites a lot easier. And knowing that I can customize them easily and I can see it as I'm customizing it, that really makes a huge difference when building websites. Now, don't let the ugly website that I quickly built here distract you. As you can see a lot of beautiful websites done by Divi. So if you really like building websites where you can see what you're actually building as you're building it, where you have that customization, where you can add the drop shadows, you can change the font. I mean, again, on the theme customizer panel, you can make your font and your headlines the same throughout your website. But if you want to come into one of your modules, you can easily change that heading font to something different. You can see how it looks as you're building it. And it's all really that simple. And I think something like this alone makes Elegant Themes and Divi worth a subscription price. It will quicken your website building experience. If you are doing this for a living, it will actually help you increase the money you make because you can build websites quicker. And if you're doing this for, you know, your organization or your company, again, it will save you time in building websites when you can actually see what you're building and quickly put it together. I can't tell you the difference that it actually makes when you're working on a website. So the Visual Builder is definitely a must-have when building a website. And I have to applaud Elegant Themes for incorporating it into Divi 3.0. Although in this video I am focusing on Divi, if you subscribe to Elegant Themes, which is where Divi comes from, you get access to all of their themes. And as of this recording, there are 88 of them. Although, to be honest, Elegant Themes has been focusing on Divi, so I'm not sure that they will be adding any more themes. But if they do, you will have access to them if you subscribe to Elegant Themes. Now, one of the things I like about what they do is if you subscribe to Elegant Themes, you can either do a yearly access which as of right now is $89 per year, or you can purchase a lifetime access for $249. Now these are the current prices. They may change. When I signed up for Divi, I signed up for the lifetime access. And the reason I did it is because I do this kind of stuff for a living, and I knew I'd be using it for years. So I didn't want to have to keep paying this fee over and over and over again if I could pay a one-time fee for a little bit more money but not have to worry about it. And this lifetime access means anytime they come out with a new theme, you get it. Any new plugin, you get it. Any updates to Divi or anything else, you get it. You don't have to pay anything additional. They're not going to charge you any extra fees. It's this $249 one-time fee. So as you can see from my billing history, I signed up for it on July 21st, 2014, which was nearly 4 years ago, but I don't have to pay any more money. Divi had not been released when I signed up. I think they were just about to release it, and so I signed up for it, and I'm very happy that I did. So anyways, if you want to do the yearly fee or the lifetime fee, that's up to you. So whatever makes more sense for your business. Again, I recommend if you do this kind of thing for a living and you're charging your client to build websites, personally, I like the lifetime access, and that's what I do, but it's going to be different for everybody. So you do what you think is best for you. I'm happy with the decision I made, even though I hated, writing that check early on to the credit card company, but I don't have to worry about paying for it anymore ever again. All right, one of the things I really love about Divi is you can get multiple API keys. So as you can see here on my page, and I've blurred them out, but you can see I have a lot of different API keys. And the reason I have these are for different clients. So let's say I build a website for a client. Now I offer a maintenance package. Now, if the client wants me to continue maintaining their website, in my maintenance package, that includes updating Divi whenever they have Divi releases, then I will create an API key just for them. Then I put it in. So now let's say the client later on decides they don't want me to maintain their website anymore, or they have hired somebody else or something like that. Now, if they've taken away my administrative rights, I can't go in there and remove that API key. So the reason it's important that we have multiple ones is if I was in that situation where I did not want the client to have the ability to update Divi, I could just come here and deactivate their key. Now, what that means is whatever version of Divi they have, they can continue using that. So they will still have a website. They will still be able to make changes to their website and all of that stuff. What they will not have is, the new update, because I have deactivated the API key. Now, as long as they continue to pay me for maintaining their website, then I would keep their API key active. So anyways, I love that aspect that they give you multiple ones. Now, I wish Elegant Themes would give you a way of naming these API keys. So what I do right now is I create the API key, then I have a text file, so I write down which client that API key goes to. So I maintain a separate list that tells me which account goes to which account. So if I need to deactivate one, I know which one to deactivate. So anyways, that's something I just really like this about Elegant Themes, about the Divi subscription. And if you are doing this for a living and you are building multiple websites for different clients, then I would recommend you get multiple API keys. And that way, when you finish building the website, you can deactivate it so the client does not have access to updating Divi if they're not paying you for that. So that's just another thing I love about Divi and another reason I do use this theme. So with Elegant Themes, not only do you get access to all their themes, you also get access to any plugins they may have. One of the plugins that I use on a lot of the sites that I build is their Bloom email opt-in. And what that is an email integration program. So if you have like newsletters with, say, Constant Contact or MailChimp, then you can use Bloom to actually create sign-up forms on your website that will integrate with your mailing list. So it's a way to build mailing lists, and or if you already have some, you can just integrate your current ones with it. So here you can get an idea of the different forms that you can create with Bloom. Here I'm on my dashboard and I'm inside Bloom, and I'm going to pull down the email provider list, and here you can see they currently have 19 different email providers that you can use. So if you use any of these like Constant Contact or Campaign Monitor or Aweber to create your mailing list, then you can integrate it with Bloom. And for instance, I use MailChimp mostly, but I have used Constant Contact and I haven't had any issues with it. So it's a really easy way to integrate that mailing list. So for instance, here I'm on my webpage, divido.com, and as you can see, when I scroll to the bottom, or if a user's on it for, I think it's like 20 seconds, this will pop up, and here's an opportunity to have somebody subscribe to my mailing list. And then I can also, if I wanted to, I can integrate into my sidebar as well. So for instance, here you can see I have get Divi Dude in your mailbox, and you can enter in your email here. So if you want a really easy way to integrate your mailing list, then the Bloom plugin from Elegant Themes makes that possible. Now, I've talked about email integration. Now, another one of the plugins that you get with your Elegant Theme subscription is Monarch, which is for social media sharing. Here, you get the ability to share your pages via social media in a really stylistic way. It looks really nice. Now, you can set it up however you want. You know, sidebar, inline, pop-up, fly in, over media, and you can set up, you know, how you want it to interact and look. I usually use the sidebar, and I'll show you that. So what I have here is I have this right here in all my pages. So whether you're on the home page, you'll see it's always right here, and this gives you the ability to share the different pages. So let's say I want to share this on Facebook. Then I could just click on that, and it would pop up, and I could share this on Facebook. I could also do Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, and actually quite a few different networks. For instance, so as you can see, here's all the different networks you can add. And again, as others become more popular, more will be added. So you have the choice of the different networks you want to add. And you can also, you know, incorporate it so if people want to join your different sites, or your Facebook, your Twitter, your Pinterest, you can do that as well. For instance, you know, if I want you to come and join my YouTube site, as you can see, I have it right here. So then you can come over here and subscribe. So anyways, Monarch is a plugin that Elegant Themes offers that makes it really easy to add social media sharing to your website. And again, I use this on the side, but if you wanted to integrate it inside your blog posts, like on the bottom or something, you can certainly do that. As you can see here, you can choose if you want above the content, below the content, above and below. So the ease of using social media with Monarch is one of the reasons I really enjoy using Divi. So whether it's the modules or the visual builder or the theme customizer, one of the things I keep emphasizing is the ability to customize your website to your liking. And one of the ways you can do this is through custom CSS. So Divi gives you the ability to add your custom CSS, so you can come here to the theme options, and you can add it right here. And as you can see, it's all color coded. And if you make an error or something it doesn't expect to see, it gives you an error message right here. So right away, you know, uh-oh, I did something wrong. So again, we can go to theme options. You can come here to theme customizer, and right here you'll see it says additional CSS. So you can add your additional CSS here, or in the place that I normally do it is you can come into your appearance, and if you have a child theme set up, which I highly recommend you do, then you can add it here to your style sheet in your child theme. So if you find you want to have even more control than what you have over Divi, you can easily do that by customizing your own CSS. So one of the great things about the Divi community is you're going to find folks like me and others who have, you know, made tutorial videos or written tutorial websites to show you how to customize it if Divi out of the box isn't to your liking. You know, like for instance here, I have different link colors, and I've done a video on how to customize your links. Or remove here, I've removed the border to the top menu because I don't like it. Here I've added a border when you hover over a link. So these are the kind of ways in which you can customize it, and that just adds even that much more flexibility to Divi. I mean, Divi's already a really flexible theme. I mean, you can style it however you want. So many themes on the market that what comes out of the box is how it looks. You add your own pictures, your own text, but it's still going to look exactly the same if everybody else is who's used that theme. I've used Divi on a number of websites, and none of my websites look the same because I can customize it. I customize the modules, like I talked about in the modules. I can customize the looks, the colors, everything. And custom CSS is just one of the ways to do it, and they give you those different places you can put it. Again, I recommend doing it in a child theme, and I have a video on how to set up a child theme, so I will make sure I link that below. So if you do get Divi, then be sure to watch the child theme video if you don't already know how to do one. So custom CSS is just another reason why I chose Divi. So Divi has gone through a lot of changes since it was introduced. As I'm making this video right now, they are on, I believe it's 3.4.1. They start off with 1.0. And with their updates, they've had some major changes. I mean, they've added so many features. The visual builder is something that is new. They've added built-in tutorials. They've added built-in themes that you can use. They've added all sorts of things. Like I did videos when they first came out on how to add drop shadows to your text and to your modules. Well, Divi came out and they introduced those as features within their product, which kind of annoys me because, I have all these videos that are obsolete now. But they keep building it and they keep improving it. And that is something that I really appreciate about it, that they're not just resting on their laurels. So when you buy Divi, you know that, like I say, right now they're at 3.4.1, and when you're watching this video, who knows, they might be at Divi 5 by then. And if you do get the lifetime subscription that I talked about earlier, then you know that all these changes that they make to their theme, you get those. And if you're on the yearly membership, then again, you still get those updates as long as you are a member. And they don't charge you extra because, hey, they added all these great new features to Divi, or they added a new theme or whatever, and improving, and they seem to listen to their community about the things that we want, the things that we need to make our websites better. Because a lot of us are doing this professionally. We build websites for clients. Some of us are doing this because we're doing it for our own companies. We're building the websites for our businesses or the businesses in which we work. And some of us just do it for fun, or we do it for, clubs or music groups and other things of that nature. And Divi is one of these products that it's great because it doesn't matter if you're in the corporate world or the nonprofit world or the entertainment world or whatever your world you're in, you know that you can make this theme work for you. And the fact that, like I say, they keep updating it, and sometimes they'll update something and there'll be a bug, and the next day or two there's a fix, or they're patching it when it needs to be patched. They're giving you new features when you need to get new features. And I think as you explore Divi and you look at a lot of these videos and you see, well, what can this program do for me? I think that one of the things you're going to really appreciate about it is how much effort and work they put into making this theme just a spectacular theme and so easy to use. And again, I know I keep saying this, but they keep updating it and they constantly make it better and better, which again are making a lot of my videos obsolete. So, again, that's annoying. But it's making a better product for you, and it's making a better product for me, and I do appreciate that. And like I say, because I have the lifetime membership, I get them no matter what changes they make. It doesn't cost me any more money, so I'm happy about it. So if you're worried that you're going to get Divi and all of a sudden what you buy is what you get and that's it, if history is any proof, that's not going to be a concern because they are constantly updating it. And my guess is by the time I finish editing this video and upload it, they will probably be on 3.4.2 or 3.4.3 or something, because they are updating it that quickly and they're adding features or they're fixing things that are going wrong. And like I say, it's just a wonderful product, and it's definitely in my top 10 favorite things about Divi. One thing I really appreciate is when you buy a product or subscribe to a product, as the case may be with Elegant Themes, is that they don't forget you, they don't abandon you. And I feel like Elegant Themes does a really good job of supporting their community. And one of the ways in which they do that is through their support forums. So when you subscribe, you will get access to their members area when you go into login, and you'll come here to the members area, and you can see here they have support. So in the support forums now, right away they have Divi and Extra and their Builder and Bloom and Monarch. These are plugins, and they give you an ability to open a ticket if you have a question or a problem, or you can come up here and you can search for an answer. Now these aren't the only themes they have support for. So if you come down there, you can now see these are all the different themes, and if you have questions or problems with any of these other ones, then there is a forum for you there as well. But let's say we have a problem with the color palette. So we'll type in color palette, and we'll just do this in Divi. So we can search. What will happen is they'll put their problem in, their issue they may be having, and you'll see that somebody from the support staff of Elegant Themes will answer. And oftentimes they will have you either give them a support token so they can go onto your site and look at it to see if it's an issue they can fix that way. Or a lot of times they'll actually give you the custom CSS you'll need if you're having, an issue. Say maybe you want to change the H1 tag or something. And they'll actually say, hey, this is how you do it. Go into your CSS, go into your child theme or into the custom theme optimizer and type in this custom CSS. Actually, I think they do a fantastic job with their support. So that is one of the reasons I really like Elegant Themes is I can open a ticket. If I have a problem, I can open a ticket and they'll get back to me right away. When you subscribe to Elegant Themes and start using Divi, one of the things you're going to find is that the Divi community is large and very supportive. Not only do you get that wonderful support from the support forums on Elegant Themes website, you'll find that there is also a pretty vast Divi community out there that is willing to help or are offering products that will help you enhance your website. For instance, here you'll see I'm on dividude.com, which is my website, which has a lot of tutorials to help people with Divi, and I also do some stuff to help people with photography and things like that, things that will hopefully make their websites better. But you'll also find, for instance, like on Facebook, you'll find that there are Divi theme pages where if you have problems or issues or questions or concerns, you can type those out, and oftentimes members of the community are, boom, here's the answer. And then another thing you'll find is that there are also a lot of companies or folks out there building plugins that are enhancing Divi. For instance, here I'm on Divi Booster, and that's one of the plugins that I use. And there are actually a lot of Divi plugins out there, and that's one thing that's great about WordPress. WordPress is you have this vast community who are out there creating plugins and helping make the product so much better, and Divi is no exception to that. And so I will actually list some of the plugins that I like down below, and if you go to my website you'll see some of the ones that I use. Some of them are paid, some of them are free, but the Divi community is exceptional. And if you start using Divi and you have any problems, you have any issues, you have any concerns, all you have to do is reach out. And whether it's on the Facebook page, on the support forums, or finding options like Divi Booster that are going to enhance the product, you're not going to have any issues with it. And that's, again, just one of the things I love about Divi, and I think you will too.